kiss the spray. Blew in from the south on a stormy day. The mountains smiled, the bars all brag. Welcome boys to the Ushuaia Rag. Dance, my darling, the night won't last. The world runs out where the wind blows fast. Raise your glass, let the band go mad. Spin me twice in the Ushuaia Rag. Dance, my darling, the night won't last. The world runs out where the wind blows fast. Raise your glass, let the band go mad. Spin me twice in the Ushuaia Rag.
The dark hands drink with the tango queens. The smugglers swap their southern schemes. A priest plays cards with a dancing hag. All's fair game in the Ushuaia Rag.
Darling, the night won't last. The world runs out where the wind blows fast. Raise your glass, let the band go mad. Spin me twice in the Ushuaia Rag. Right. White baby. White baby.
I came to sail to the ice and stars. I came for whiskey and those fine cigars. You'll find no peace on this frozen strand.
But I'll dance with you till I can't stay. Over the Beagle's bay, and the ships all whistle the night away. The sailors grin as they pack their bags, still humming low that Ushuaia Rag. Dance, my darling, the night won't last. The world runs out where the wind blows fast. Raise your glass, let the band go mad. Spin me twice in the Ushuaia Rag. Dance, my darling, the night won't last. The world runs out where the wind blows fast. Raise your glass, let the band go mad. Spin me twice in the Ushuaia Rag.
Well, the wind, it broke a mast in two. We sailed through ice in a sky so blue. I fought a penguin for a scrap of bread, and the penguin won, or so they said.
He lost to a bird, the fool.
So raise your glass and let it swirl. Whiskey at the end of the world. The sea may freeze and the sails may curl, but there's whiskey at the end of the world. I met a seal who could sing in tune. We shared a song at the blood red moon. He played the bones and I the drum, till he bit my hand and I went numb.
So I play us another.
So raise your glass and let it swirl. Whiskey at the end of the world. The sea may freeze and the sails may curl, but there's whiskey at the end of the world.
I danced with a ghost in the Beagle bar. He said he once sailed with the boss so far. He kissed my hand and he vanished clean. Left frost on my lips where his soul had been.
To Shackelton's ghost and cheers. So raise your glass and let it swirl. Whiskey at the end of the world. whiskey at the end of the world.
I've seen the ice turn green at dawn. You've seen too much, your mind's long gone.
I've heard the whales sing churchyard hymns. You've drunk more rum than sense within.
Now the night grows thin and the candles die, but the whiskey burns where the heart beats high. We'll tell these lies till the morning's clear and start again this time next year.
So raise your glass and let it swirl. Whiskey at the end of the world. We've seen it all, the flags unfurled, with our whiskey at the end of the world. Ba-dum ba-da-da-da-bum ba-da-da-da-bum ba-da-dum ba-dum. Ba-da-da-da-bum ba-da-da-da-bum ba-da-dum ba-dum.
In Tierra del Fuego, the people stared at the pale young scholar with the unkempt hair.
He asked of shells and stones and seeds while the captain cursed his godless deeds.
Aye, Fitzroy's ready to bite.
He's the man with a notebook, the ink-stained night. He'll name the birds before the night. Through ice and gale and fevered fright, we call that brilliance the Beagle's bite.
Finches, foxes, shells and bones. He talks to rocks in gravel tones. From fusion fire to Galapagos sun, he'll chart the world before he's done.
Pat, boom, pat, boom, pat, pat. Pat, boom, pat, boom, pat, pat.
Now years have passed and his book's gone wide. The world's turned over with newfound pride.
We mocked his notes and his frostbitten hide, but
We sailed with a man who changed the tide. He's the man with the note, the ink-stained night. He's chasing truth through endless night. From storm and squall, the morning light. We toast that genius, the Beagle's bite. To the man who named the world.
We call that brilliance.
We call that brilliance, the Beagle's bite. To the man who named the worms.
we call that brilliant.
We sail from Plymouth proud and tight with Beagle's bow to the southern light.
And a man named Charles with a curious face, he packed more pens than a proper case.
Hey, the lad's afraid of dirt. He's the man with the notebook, the ink-stained night. He's chasing bugs from morn till night. Through storm and squall and tropic blight, we call that madness the Beagle's bite.
He chased a beetle up the mast and slipped clean off the yard so fast he swore he'd found a new species of slip, but the bosun just gave him a fractured hip.
Write that down, Darwin.
Hey, hey, hey. He's the man with the notebook, Day nighties, chasing bugs from morn till night, through storm and squall and tropic blight. We call that madness the Beagle's bite. He's the man with the notebook, the ink stained nighties, chasing truth through endless night. From storm and squall to morning light, we call that madness the Beagle's bite. He's the man with the notebook, the ink stained nighties, chasing truth through endless night. From storm and squall to morning light, we toast that genius the Beagle's bite. We call that brilliance. We call that brilliance. Bite.
We've met our goals, the sun's come back, the sheep all bleed, and Stanley streets are lined with feet. Fish for a shilling, fresh wool here, ale from the mainland strong and clear. Voices rise on the salty air, it's market day in Port Stanley fair. For the traders call and the sailors swear that there's laughter loud in the open air. Raise your coin and take your share at the market down in Port Stanley fair. There's a Maggie selling scarves of blue, she'll charm your heart and fleece you too. Old Bill the farmer's lost his card, he's still been selling sheep from start. Mind the lamb, keep off the crate, who's seen my boots, I'm running late. The whole town hums without a care in the bustle of the Port Stanley fair. Oh, the traders call and the sailors swear that there's laughter loud in the open air. Raise your coin and take your share at the market down in Port Stanley fair.
There's penguin eggs and salted cod, handmade pipes and weathered sod, a whiskey traded for wool and yarn, and tales of ghosts in government barns.
Tell us another, lad, don't stop your story, sell for a single drop. The fiddle plays, the crowd all stare at the marvels sold in Port Stanley fair.
Fine tobacco, sealskin coat, fresh from the wreck of an Argentine boat. Darwin's bones for a pint of ale, I'll buy them twice if the story's stale.
The market roars, the music flies, the southern wind is full of lies.
Built, the flags fly high, and every ship that passes by finds laughter, love, and trade to spare, where the sea meets joy in Stanley fair.
Well, the traders call and the sailors swear there's laughter loud in the open air. Raise your coin and take your share at the market down in Port Stanley fair. We fought our storms and we paid our fare, now we dance and sing in Port Stanley fair.
they reigned, those woolly lords. They taxed the ships and banned the boards. No fence nor gate could hold their might. They ruled by day and danced by night. But when the storms of winter came, they huddled close and took the blame. They found that kings still feel the cold, even dressed in fleece and gold. Hey! Heave-ho, the wool winds blow, the rams are kings where no men go. They graze by moonlight, fierce and grand, the sheep that once ruled the island. Now shepherds laugh and tell the tale of sheep who once set course for sail. They tried to leave, but none could row, their hooves too thick, the tide too low. So back they came with humbled grace to graze once more in the rightful place, and still the lambs will proudly stand, remembering sheep who ruled the land. From cliff to shore, from strand to strand, we sing of sheep who ruled the land.
Raise your mugs and lend a hand to the sheep that once
ruled the island.
Once were quiet lands with woolen wind and weathered hands. The shepherds came with ropes and plans, but the sheep said no, we'll take our stands. They marched the hills in woolen rows, their bleats rose high where the cold wind blows, and from the cliffs to the coast wide spans they drove out every shepherd's clan.
Heave-ho, the wool winds blow, the rams are kings where no men go. They graze by moonlight, fierce and grand, the sheep that once ruled the island.
They seized the barns, they locked the gates, they wrote new laws and fixed the rates. No shears, no ropes, no human hands, we'll shear ourselves on the jagged strands. They built their thrones on bales of hay and crowned their king that very day. A ram named George with a stare so bold, he wore a crown of fleece and gold.
Heave-ho, the wool winds blow, the rams are kings where no men go. They graze by moonlight, fierce and grand, the sheep that once ruled the islands.
Them back with nets and dogs and clanging tack, but the sheep stood strong in fleece and pride and rolled them off the mountainside.
The crooks were snapped, the bonds set free, the wool flew wild into the sea, and every lamb from hill to strand
cried, Falklands now belong to lamb.
Heave-ho, the wool winds blow, the rams are kings where no men go. They graze by moonlight, fierce and grand, the sheep that once ruled the island. Heave-ho, the wool winds blow, the rams are kings where no men go. From cliff to shore, from strand to strand, we sing of sheep who ruled the land. Raise your mugs and lend a hand to the sheep that once ruled the islands. In Stanley town on a Saturday night, the lamps burned low, the moon shone bright, the Southern Cross was loud and warm, the salty sheep was brewing her storm. 2 bars stood proud, 2 signs hung high, each post and elder could make you fly, and every sailor from ship to strand had to choose which bar to stand. Raise your glass and mind your head, the Barmaids' war has just been spread. From the Southern Cross to the salty sheep, they fought for hearts and drinkers deep. Old Maggie crossed with her crimson hair, ran across with a sailor's flair. She poured her pints with a wink and cheer, and promised free drinks for every year. Across the lane stood Molly McRae, a fiery lass from San Carlos Bay. Her tavern roared with fiddle and drum, and dared the cross to see who'd come. Raise your glass and mind your head, the Barmaids' war has just been spread. From the Southern Cross to the salty sheep, they fought for hearts and drinkers deep.
Maggie shouted, "My ale's the best." Molly cried aloud, "Drink the rest." They lined their men, they poured their shots. The floorboard shook and sailor not. A toast was made to peace and grace, then a mug went flying through the place. The fiddler ducked, the captain swore, and the battle of the Bonnets tore.
Raise your glass and mind your head, the Barmaids' war has just been spread. From the Southern Cross to the salty sheep, they fought for hearts and drinkers deep.
And mind your head, the Barmaids' war has just been spread. From the Southern Cross to the salty sheep, they fought for hearts and drinkers deep. Maggie shouted, "My ale's the best." Molly cried aloud, "Drink the rest." They lined their men, they poured their shots. The floorboard shook and sailor not.
A toast was made to peace and grace.
Then a mug went flying through the place.
The fiddler ducked, the captain swore, and the battle of the Bonnets tore.
Raise your glass and mind your head, the Barmaids' war has just been spread. From the Southern Cross to the salty sheep, they fought for hearts and drinkers deep.
The chairs were smashed, the lamps were gone, the whiskey spilled till the break of dawn. Yet through the mess came laughter, song, and both barmaids danced before too long.
They split the sailors fair and square, half for here and half for there. And now each week when the ships come in, the feud begins all o'er again.
Raise your glass and mind your head, the Barmaids' war has never bled. From the Southern Cross to the salty sheep, they toast the hearts they could not keep. Raise your mugs, your roving band, 2 queens still rule this southern land, where the cold winds blow and the seabirds stand at the battle of the Bonnet. Barmaids, the battle of the Bonnet Barmaids.
They were stitched in London leather and pride, bound for a man with the will to stride. From the Thames to the ice, through wind and sleet, he laced 'em up on his frozen feet. Through drift and frost, through snow and spray, they carried him far where few could stay. But when endurance sank from view, the boots stayed fast. As legends do, raise a glass to Shackleton's boots. They've walked the world and earned their roots. From London's cobbles to the ice floes mown, the boots marched on when the man was gone. Start! They tramped through hell on South George's Pass, o'er rock and snow and sharded glass. No map, no sun, no end in sight, just frozen hands and hearts alight. When the dawn broke red on the mountain spine, he knew he'd crossed that godless line. The boots were cracked, the soles were torn, the will in the man was Antarctic born. Raise a glass to Shackleton's boots. They've walked the world and earned their roots. From London's cobbles to the ice floes mown, the boots marched on when the man was gone. So he died where the Albatross wheel and cry, beneath South George's morning sky. The boots were left by his resting place, beside a cross in an empty space. Sailors whisper when the wind blows east, you'll hear those boots on the stones of the priest. And those who drink by the Grytviken shore swear they've seen them walk once more. From pole to pole tells the tale of the boots and the sole. From sailors' yarns to tavern lore, the boots walk still on the ocean floor. They've seen the storms, they've felt the frost, they've carried hope when all seemed lost. And when the sea turns white with foam, we toast the boots that found their home. Raise a glass to Shackleton's boots. They walked the world and earned their roots. From London's cobbles to the ice floes mown, the boots marched on when the man was gone. Raise it high, let memories sound, for the boots still walk on hallowed ground. by the Aberdeen quay. I'll sail for the south and bring riches to thee. The whales are plenty, the oil runs deep, and I'll come home golden with treasures to keep. She waved her scarf through the harbor rain, counting each day till he came again. But when he returned with the stench of death, her vow was gone, she'd saved her breath. Whale oil and wedding rings, promises bought on borrowed things. He came home rich, but he came home wrong, with the smell of the sea and a funeral song. He'd manned the knives, he'd seen the gleam leave 1,000 lives. He dreamed of her face through the reek and roar, but the stink of whales clung evermore. He knelt to propose with trembling knees. She said, I'd rather smell fish than these. She wed a monger by the bay, while he sailed back south in disarray. Promises bought on borrowed things. He came home rich, but he came home wrong, with the smell of the sea and a funeral song. Now years have turned the harpoons rust, the flensing knives are dulled by dust. Where blood once flowed in crimson streams, now couples come to chase their dreams. The Grytviken church stands proud and clean, a whitewashed ghost in a valley green. They speak their vows beneath those beams, where once men prayed for oil and steam. The wind still hums a whaler's tune, the gulls still cry beneath the moon. But love now sails where death once reigned, and the ghosts of the whales are unchained. Strange the song that history sings. The harpoon sleep, the church bells chime, and love redeems the hands of time.
day where the glaciers gleam, old Larson built his sober dream. He said, no rum, no gin, no ale, no drunken fool shall crowd my whale. So we raised a church on the icy shore and locked the whiskey behind the door. But men will dance and men will sin, and they found their joy in the polished tin.
Swing your boots and stomp your feet, dance to the barrels, the brooms, the beat. We'll raise a toast with a sailor's grin to the Grytviken Waltz and the polished gin.
They worked all day in blood and brine, boiled the blubber, drew the line. With the reek of whale and smoke in their hair, they'd steal the night for a devil's dare. A drop of cologne, a dash of flame, they'd drink to ghosts that had no name. And when the stars turned pale and thin, the band struck up, let the waltz begin.
Swing your boots and stomp your feet, dance to the barrels, the brooms, the beat. We'll raise a toast with a sailor's grin to the Grytviken Waltz and the polished gin.
The lamps burned low, the night grew long, their laughter drifted into song. They danced with barrows, kissed the floor, and swore they'd never drink no more. Old Larson scowled at the dawn's first light, but even he smiled at the sight. For sober dreams are fine and grand, but joy's a thing you can't command. The whales are gone, the men are too, but the wind still hums that merry tune. In the rust and snow the echoes spin of the Grytviken Waltz and the polished gin.
Swing your boots and stomp your feet, dance to the barrels, the brooms, the beat. We'll raise a toast with a sailor's grin to the Grytviken Waltz and the polished gin. Swing your hearts where the cold winds spin to the Grytviken Waltz, let the night begin. Grytviken through sleet and foam, hunting the seal till the herds come home. But when the waves start to thunder and moan, we call for Dan, the man of tone. He knows the sea, he knows a call, he names each whale, he knows them all, by song or sound or silver fin. He'll tell you which pot's coming in. Oh, Dan Olsen, the Orca man, he reads the sea like a charted plan. Oh, Dan Olsen, the whale's best friend, he'll talk to them till journey's end. He hears their clicks beneath the hull and tells their tales and stories full. That's Granny's kin from Scotia Bay. They hunt by moon and sing by day. He'll tap the deck, he'll close his eyes and hum their tune beneath gray skies. He swears they talk in a secret code, a song that maps the ocean road. Dan Olsen, the Orca man, he reads the sea like a charted plan. Oh, Dan Olsen, the whale's best friend, he'll talk to them till journey's end. One night the storm came black and wild, the wind tore down the mast in style. The compass spun, the hull ran thin, and every man thought death was in. But Dan stood tall on the broken prow, he cupped his ear and whispered now. The sea fell calm, the thunder ceased, and out of the dark came the Orca priest. Oh, Dan Olsen, the Orca man, he reads the sea like a charted plan. Oh, Dan Olsen, the whale's best friend, he'll talk to them till journey's end. Now we sail with pride through the frozen foam. Each man's a fool, but Dan's our home. He marks the pods, he counts their kin, and blesses the hunt before we begin. They say the orca's call his name, a song of love, a song of flame. And when he's gone, the sea will cry for the man who spoke to whales, not sky. Oh, Dan Olsen, the Orca man, he reads the sea like a charted plan. Oh, Dan Olsen, the whale's best friend, he'll talk to them till journey's end. Oh, Dan Olsen, the legend bold, the sea still hums his tale of old. Oh, Dan Olsen, the Orca man, the sea still hums his tale of old.
been cut sharp and the whiskey's thin and the snow's in me beard again. But the penguins march with their chests held high like the proudest of Navy men. They line up straight on the icy shore in ranks of black and white, and we follow behind with a tipsy cheer till the sun rolls out of sight. Oh, dear Beagle, brother blue and stroll, sail to the wind and heads held low, marching proud through the frozen spade, joining in the penguin parade. Hey, left, right, left, the penguins go, sail to the wind and heads held low, marching proud through the frozen spade, joining in the penguin parade. Hey!
One flaps his wings like he's drunk on rum, one slides on his belly for fun. The captain laughs till he drops his pipe and the bosun starts to run. For no drill beats like a penguin's feet and no march quite so fine. We'll follow their lead across the ice with the rhythm half in time.
Oh, here right left, the penguins go, tail to the wind and heads held low, marching proud through the frozen spade, joining in the penguin parade. Hey,
there's order on the ocean, lads, and ranks on every deck, but none so fine as a penguin line with their coat so clean and black. So stow your maps and mend your nets, forget the northern trade, for the bravest crew I ever met was the penguin parade.
oh, right eye left, the penguins go, tail to the wind and heads held low, marching proud through the frozen spade, joining in the penguin parade. Oh, no, march on, let's march on, brave birds, through the endless frozen shade.
The Beagle straight, a feather thief with a grin of fate. He swooped down once like a ball of lead and nicked my hat clean off my head. We cursed the sky, we laughed it off. That bird's no threat, said Bosun Croft. But that flying thief had just begun to terrorize our crew for fun.
Oh, the Albatross, the ghost in flight, he hunts by day and haunts by night. He'll take your tools and chart your fall till the sea reclaims you, compass and all.
Next went the pen from the captain's hand. He'd drawn our course so bold and grand. The bird dove low with a flash of white and left us lost by the morning light. The sextant vanished, the charts went thin, the compass spun like the devil's grin. We'd sit on the bridge with a watchful glare, as if to say, bird, don't you dare.
Oh, the Albatross, the ghost in flight, he hunts by day and haunts by night. He'll take your tools and chart your fall till the sea reclaims you, compass and all.
scope, we lost our tar. He even took the cook's guitar. Our rum went missing, the nails, the chalk, the very planks began to walk. The captain's scope was gone one dawn, and his sanity soon followed on. He swore that bird was sent from hell. Next thing you know, he'd stole the bell. Now some men say it was cursed design, a spirit sent to guard the brine. No cannons boom, no harpoons cry, can pierce the heart of that watching eye. For every ship that sought to reap the whale, the seal, the oceans keep, the Albatross rose with his goal of pranks and stripped our ship down to the planks. The Albatross rose with his goal of pranks and stripped our ship down to the planks. Our compass flew, the bird perched mocking the men anew. He bowed his head as the fog rolled near and whispered low, "You're done, my dear." We limped to port, our mission gone, our greed outmatched by a bird of one. And in each port the story's told of the bird that guards the southern coast.
Oh, the Albatross, the ghost in flight. He hunts by day and haunts by night. He'll take your tools and chart your fall till the sea reclaims you, compass and all.
So sail with care through the howling squall, for he's still out there watching all.
Drunk in Valparaiso, asleep with a knife and a fish fillet. He lost his boat, his name is Pride, but never his pan or his cooking side. He said, "I'll join your ship if you're paying wine." The captain laughed, "Aye, that'll do fine." So up he came with his salt-stained boots and a recipe book for whale's-eye stews. He's the cook from Cape Horn, tough as a rope, can fry up krill and give men hope. He'll fix your sail and mend your spoon, then drink you blind neath the southern moon. When the storm blew hard and the mainsail tore, he patched it fast while the thunder roared, then stoked the stove with a grin so wide and cooked up krill with a twist of pride. He boiled the beast with pepper and brine, served it hot with Antarctic wine. The crew all cheered, they swore it's sweet. He made sea bugs taste like heaven's meat. He's a cook from Cape Horn, tough as a rope, can fry up krill and give men hope. He'll fix your sail and one fine night when supplies ran thin, he said, "No worries, I'll cook what's in." He chopped, he stirred, he hummed a tune by light of the Antarctic moon. But when the captain woke for tea, he found no cat upon his knee. Just one small bone on a spotless tray, and the cook said, "Sir," she swam away. He swears he never touched the beast, just borrowed a spirit for a feast. The captain roared, the crew all cried, while the cook just laughed till he nearly died. He's a cook from Cape Horn to Vazerope, can fry up krill and give men hope. He'll fix your sail and mend your spoon, then drink you blind neath the southern moon. He's the legend of every southern shore, the cook who'll feed you and maybe more.
the cliffs of New Island, the winds blow wild, the surf sings low and the air turns mild. The Albatross sits so calm, so grand, while the Rockhoppers march like a drunken band. They bounce and brawl, they shout and swear, they steal each feather and comb their hair. And side by side on the cliffside lawn, the prim and the punk both greet the dawn. Heave-ho, let the Rockhoppers go, hair in the wind and toes in the snow. Albatross sighs, you rowdy crowd, but the penguins just laugh loud and proud.
The Royals sit neat in their tidy rows, while the Rockhoppers tumble wherever wind blows. They bark and hop and kick up sand, they pinch at tails and they steal what's planned.
The Albatross glares with a noble stare as a penguin dances through his hair. One shouts peace and one shouts fight,
and both take wing at the fall of night.
Heave-ho, let the Rockhoppers go, hair in the wind and toes in the snow. Albatross sighs, you rowdy crowd, but the penguins just laugh loud and proud. They've shared these cliffs for 1,000 years, through storms and sleet and sailors' cheers. The chicks hatch close, the winds blow cold, two neighbors bound by courage bold.
The penguins prank and the Albatross grace are the heart and soul of this lonely place. And when the sea sings soft and clear, they dance together once a year.
So raise your glass to the feathered few, the white and the black, the bold and true.
For on these cliffs both meek and strong,
they live together and get along. When sailors land, they cheer and grin at the circus roaring in the wind. Two worlds collide, but none despair. It's mayhem, peace, and feathers there. Heave-ho, let the Rockhoppers go, hair in the wind and toes in the snow. Albatross sighs, you rowdy crowd, but the penguins just laugh loud and proud.
Heave-ho for the cliffside crew, feathers of black and hearts so true. on Stanley's quay, a night for the grand and the finest spree. Miss Falkland's ball was the talk of the bay, where officers came in bright array. The fiddles played, the skirts took flight, the governor bowed to his bride that night. But beyond the hole where the seabirds call, the tide was plotting the ruin of all. Spin and twirl through the gilded hall, raise your glass at Miss Falkland's ball. When the candles dim and the rafters ring, the penguins march and the sailors sing. on his rowboat, the island's fate. The laughter roared from wall to wall at that topsy-turvy tropical ball. Spin and twirl through the gilded hall. Raise your glass at Miss Falkland's ball. When the candles dim and the rafters ring, the penguins march and the sailors sing. The doors burst wide with a thunderous cheer. A horde of penguins had stormed the pier. They slid on the floor in a feathered parade, while sailors joined the march they made. One grabbed a crown from a colonel's head, another squawked on the bridal bed. Miss Falkland laughed through it all, let the world go mad at my splendid ball. The morning rose with the tide's soft sigh. Feathers drifted through the sky. The hall lay still, though hearts beat fast, for the island's grandest night had passed. Spin and twirl through the gilded hall. Raise your glass at Miss Falkland's ball. When the penguins dance and the fiddles fall, we'll toast again to Miss Falkland's ball. We'll toast again to Miss Falkland's ball.
At Grytviken's Bay, where the whales once lay, the men worked hard, but they couldn't play. Old Larson's rule was the holy word: no drop of rum shall grace this herd. They polished brass and prayed each night. No songs, no fights, no drunkard sight, but death came quick to the pious lot. And now the ghosts drink all they've got. Raise your mug to the ghosts set free. They drink and dance by the frozen sea. No
church bells now, no holy snub. It's hell of a night in Grytviken's pub.
They once drank scent from the dry goods store till it burned their throats and they begged for more. Now the dead have casks of endless brew and toast each whale that passes through. They bang on pipes and stomp the decks with the priest half drunk and the foreman wrecked. They spill their ale in the polar glow and laugh at the living far below.
Hey! Raise your mug to the ghost set free. They drink and dance by the frozen sea. No church bells now, no holy snub. It's hell of a night in Grytviken's pub.
The captain preaches from a barrel of rum, while the harpooners beat a ghostly drum. They sing of whales they'll hunt no more, and dance through walls, through roof and floor. The candles flare with a spectral hue. Their breath is frost, their hearts are true. They've waited long for this final spree. 100 years of sobriety. Outside is calm tonight. The stars above burn cold and bright, but through the snow the echoes roll of whalers free in their final roll.
Raise your mark to the ghost set free. They drink and dance by the frozen sea. No church bells now, no holy snub. It's hell of a night in Grytviken's pub. They toast to freedom loud and clear. 100 dry years and ride their scum.
Edward Bay. The ice was melting, the sky was grey. I'd had my fill of the captain's rum when I saw her last, and my heart went numb. She lay on the shore in a silken curl, with lips like coral and hair in a swirl. I stumbled near, my head askew, and said, "Sweet lady, I've dreamt of you." Oh, the siren of South Georgia's shore, she'll steal your heart and maybe more. Beware her eyes, beware her song, or you wake up where you don't belong. She fluttered her eyes and gave a moan. I swore I'd never be alone. I dropped to my knees and kissed her cheek. Her skin was cold, her breath unique. She murmured soft through the mist and sleet, then burped so loud it shook my feet. I laughed and said, "She's got good lungs," while the crew looked on with wagging tongues. Oh, the siren of South Georgia's shore, she'll steal your heart and maybe more. Beware her eyes, beware her song, or you'll wake up where you don't belong. At dawn I woke with a pounding head, and something large beside me spread. The fog had gone, the light was fair, and I saw what lay before me there. No lady's lips, no soft perfume, but whiskers, tusks, and a face of gloom. She snorted once and flopped away, leaving my pride in disarray. The men all laughed for half the day and carved a seal on my bunk to stay. They called me Romeo of the Bay, for the girl I kissed who weighed a ton and a half, they say. Oh, the siren of South Georgia's shore, she'll steal your heart and maybe more. Beware her eyes, beware her song, or you'll wake up where you don't belong. So raise your glass and toast with cheer to the seal I loved one drunken year. So raise your glass and toast with cheer to the seal I loved one drunken year.
anchor in Stanley Bay. The wind blew hard and the sky went grey. The boatswain roared, "We've made it, boys, now fetch the rum and make some noise." The cook rolled out a barrel of beer. We cheered so loud the gulls could hear, but just as the first sweet drop did pour, it froze to ice from spout to floor. Oh, the pint that froze mid-pour, never seen the like before. We hammered, chipped and licked in vain till our tongues got stuck to the glass again.
sailor's crime. Our beers turned solid before its time. The mate cried out, we'll melt it fast, but the flame went out in the freezing blast. From South Georgia straight to the icebound shore, they tell the tale forevermore. The night we tried to drink and cheer, and the sea just laughed, no beer down here.
Oh, the pint that froze mid-pour, never seen the light before. We hammered, chipped and licked in vain till our tongues got stuck to the glass again. Glass again. Glass again.
We tried hot breath and a lantern flame, but the beer just grinned and froze the same. We prayed to Neptune, we begged for sun, but Antarctica just said not done. The bosun sighed, we'll take it home. He carved it square like a chunk of stone, and there it sits in Stanley town, a frozen pint of sailor's crown. So if you sail the southern seas and fancy a toast in the icy breeze, remember the lads who dared that pour and lost their beer forevermore.
Oh, the pint that froze mid-pour, never seen the light before. We hammered, chipped and licked in vain till our tongues got stuck to the glass again.
So raise your mug to the frozen foam, where the cold keeps every pint at home.
In 1765 we sailed to claim the Isles alive. The captain said, by George's grace, we'll plant the flag and name this place. We built a fort, we brewed a plan, but no one knew quite where we ran. We checked the charts and scratched our heads. For God's sake, lads, are we here? One said,
Oh, poor take months where we laid our claim, though half the crew can't spell its name. We drank, we sang, we lost the plot, but by His Majesty, it's ours or not.
we mapped the coast with ink and gin, then lost the map in a gale's din. The compass spun, the sextant cracked, the penguins laughed and never looked back. We wrote a letter to London shore, but sealed it wrong, it washed once more. The Admiral read it upside down and sent us beer instead of crown.
For 14 months we lay our claim, though half the crew can't spell its name. We drank, we sang, we lost the plot, but by His Majesty, it's ours or not. I caught
to the last by the penguin nest. She wore no shoes, but she looked her best. She waddled close, she bowed her head and stole my fish, then off she fled. The chaplain said that bird's no bright, but I kissed her beak with sailor's pride. So I wrote her letters fine and neat, delivered each by my cold bare feet. Oh, porting monster, we lay our claim, though half the crew can't spell its name. We drank, we sang, we lost the plot, but by His Majesty, it's ours or not. Then came the French with flags so bright, they claimed our fort without a fight. We left for home with empty stores and swore we'd come back, settle scores. We did return, and what's the joke? The fort was gone, the roof was broke. The penguins bowed and clapped their wings. Long live the kings of broken things. Now all that's left are names and tales of brave old fools and freezing gales. But if you stand on that rocky shore, you'll hear our laughter forevermore. Oh, porting monster, we lay our claim, though half the crew can't spell its name. We drank, we sang, we lost the plot, but by His Majesty, it's ours. So raise your glass and toast the past of the colony that didn't last or not. The vats ran red, the smoke ran high, and we sang to the stink that blackened the sky. But out in the mist where the icebergs gleam, a shadow moved through the silver steam. He'd watched our deeds, he'd marked our plan, and swore revenge on every man. Oh, heroes where the anchors spark, the whale that sank the station dark, with a crash like thunder and fury stark. Hail to the whale that sank the station. Oh, hey, oh, hey, oh, 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 hey, oh, hey, oh, oh. We'd boil his skin in the iron drum till bones lay bare and the sea was dumb. The harpoons gleamed like Satan's smile, and the barrels lined from isle to isle. But the sea went still, the gulls took flight, and the fog rolled in like the end of night. The lookout cried, there's something there, and God himself refused our prayer. Oh, heroes where the anchors spark, the whale that sank the station dark, with a crash like thunder and fury stark. Hail
to flight. The tanks all burst, the chimneys fell, and smoke turned blacker than the fires of hell. The whalers ran, the ice turned red. The devils come, the foreman said. But through the ash and the oily rain, that whale still circled proud and sane. They say he swims through Deception's Bay, where the wrecks still rot and the seabirds play. No man can fence that southern scar. No furnace burns where the giants are. Oh, heroes, where the anchors spark. Hey, the whale that sank the station dark, with a crash like thunder and fury stark. Hail to the whale that sank the station. Oh, he's the king of the southern mark. Long live the whale that sank the station. Long live the whale that sank the station.
Ushuaia with spirits high, the wind in our teeth and stars in the sky. The lookout shouted, ice ahead. The captain laughed and danced instead. The sea was calm, the night was clear, each berg a partner drawing near. She shimmered blue in the moon's soft glance, so I bowed my head and took my chance. Round and round in the frozen sea, the iceberg spin in front of me. Step to starboard, swing to lee, that's the way of the iceberg dance. And sway through the frozen maze, her glitter gown set the sea ablaze. She brushed our hull with a lover's hand, then vanished fast like shifting sand. One wrong turn and we'd meet our fate, but she twirled away my frosty maid. Each wave she flung was a daring chance, and we matched her spin in the iceberg dance. Round and round in the frozen sea, the iceberg spin in front of me. Step to starboard, swing to lee, that's the way of the iceberg dance. Her spine with a thunder groan, a mountain fall and carved the stone. We ducked beneath her crystal shroud, our hearts were loud, our heads unbowed. The helmsman grinned, she's got some fire. Shards flew past like a funeral pie, but the ship held true, the sea did prance, and we lived to laugh at the iceberg dance. There's beauty sharp as a cutlass edge, and death that hides in an icy pledge. But sailors love where the bold winds chance and no heart beats alive. The iceberg dance. Round
and round in the frozen sea. The iceberg spin in front of me. Step to starboard, swing to lee, that's the way of the iceberg dance. One slip,
One kiss, one frozen glance, and you'll never forget the iceberg dance.
To Perth believes that Wink was his by birth.
Oh, the lady of the lighthouse high on the cape, she'll steal your heart, there's no escape. One flash of light, one turn, one grin, and every sailor swears she let him in. Oh, the lady of the lighthouse, wild and free, she's winking down across the sea.
From Port Stanley's pub to the governor's hall, they've argued who she fancied at all. Was it Jack the cook or Finn the maid, or the Scotsman snoring by the gate? Some say she's flesh, some say she's flame, a ghost who never tells her name. But still they toast her every night and watch her lamp burn sweet and bright.
Oh, the lady of the lighthouse high on the cape, she'll steal your heart, there's no escape. One flash of light, one turn, one grin, and every sailor swears she let him in. Oh, the lady of the lighthouse, wild and free, she's winking down across the sea. Oh, the lady of the lighthouse high on the cape, she'll steal your heart, there's no escape. One flash of light, one turn, one grin, and every sailor swears she let him in.
One foggy night when the winds ran wild, a ship drew near, her lamp beguiled. They say she sang through the howling spray and led the lost men home that day. The captain swore with tears in his eyes, he saw her wave through the grey sunrise. And though her tower stands still today, they swear she's winking anyway.
So when the fog drifts o'er the tide and the cold stars hide and fade, light still gleams on the southern side where her smile was made. Oh, the lady of the lighthouse high on the cape, she'll steal your heart, there's no escape. One flash of light, one turn, one grin, and every sailor swears she let him in. Oh, the lady of the lighthouse, wild and free, she's a winking still from sea to sea.
Ushuaia's docks we go, through sleet and bitter gale, past Cape Horn's ghostly granite face, we ride the icy veil. Our grandfathers braved it in wooden tubs, with blubber in their veins. Now tourists pray for calm and wine as they clutch their silver canes. It's the Drake Shake lads, hang on tight. She'll toss you left, she'll toss you right. A whale might wink, a gull might curse, but no man sleeps through the Drake's worst. Oh.
The deck's alive with sailors' yells and buckets in their grip. The captain laughs, don't lose your lunch, it's part of the trip. In the days of sail they cracked their bones on seas that cracked their hulls. Now the brave just fight their buffet plates while clutching travel mugs.
It's the Drake Shake lads, raise a mugs to the ghosts of ships and harpoon thugs. The waves don't care for man nor mast, she'll take your pride and laugh all day. There's tales of whalers long ago who danced with icy death. Their bones are in the southern deep, their curses in each breath. And now camera clutching landlubbers squeal at each we shake, while ghostly crews beneath the waves just roar for old time's sake. Hey!
Ooh, I saw a man in Prada boots, he slipped and lost his pride. I saw a lady spill her soup, it surfed the ship's broadside. We cursed the swell, we kissed the deck, we clung to what we could. The Drake said, dance ye pampered fools, and dance we bloody should.
It's the Drake Shake, no soul's immune. The seas are grave, our bar, our tune. From Shackleton's ghost to the cruise ship's bar, the Drake still shakes both near and far.
Here's to the whalers brave and gone. Here's to the seas that roll on and on. Here's to the rich who sip and quake. We'll toast to all in the Drake Shake.
It happened one day in old Grytviken Bay, where the boilers roared and the gulls made play. The vats were full, the pressure high, and the stench of whale rose to the sky. The cook was singing, the mate was sore, the foreman shouted just one pot more. But the sea was hot and the air was thick, and fate was brewing a blubber trick. Oh, the blubber pot blew with a mighty roar. Cover the crew from deck to shore. It painted the town in a slick black sheen, and the cleanest man turned downright obscene. Boys all dove for cover while the foreman cursed his mother's lover. The pot went up like a fiery bell, and the smell alone could wake the dead in hell. The cook lost sight of his only spoon, it flew clear out to the frozen moon, and the captain cried through smoke and steam, "By God, we've greased the whole regime!" The blubber pot blew with a mighty roar. Cover the crew from deck to shore. It painted the town in a slick black sheen, and the cleanest man turned downright obscene. Slipped on the oily pier, he cursed so loud they could hear him clear. The gulls took flight, the dogs took chase, as blubber flew through time and space. The men all cheered, the women swore, and the pot still hissed with one last roar. Now every year on the self-same date they scrub the dog, but it's far too late. They say the ghosts still dance at night, where the fires burn so fierce and bright, and the blubber shines in the pale moonbeam like the sea's own laugh, a greasy dream. Oh, the blubber pot blew with a mighty roar. Cover the crew from deck to shore. It painted the town in a slick black sheen, and the cleanest man turned downright obscene. Oh, raise your mugs, let the oil pot sing to the grand old mess that made men kings. Of smoke and song, from London's Thames and Rio's throng, we followed charts the stars had drawn to the ghostly dawn where the ice is strong. Through tempests wild and silence deep, we sailed where only angels weep, and
was stripped away, the southern light still showed our way.
Raise your voice, let the cold winds roll. The light at the bottom still warms the soul. From Ushuaia's quay to the South Pole snow, we go where the brave must go.
Shackelton's boots on the frozen plain, Scott's last words in the blinding rain, the whalers' songs, the sealers' graves, the saints who crossed the icy waves.
Each name carved on the ocean's floor still echoes out forevermore.
The dead still sing, the living know there's a light beneath the coldest glow.
Raise your voice, let the cold winds roll. The light at the bottom still warms the soul. From Grytviken's cross to Deception's bay, we'll sail again when dawn breaks gray.
We face the storm, we've paid the price, we've seen the grave in fields of ice, but still we laugh, still we sing, still we crown the whale our king.
For every ship that meets its end, 1,000 hearts rise up again, and the sea remembers every soul that dared to reach the southern goal. When the world turns dark and the compass lies, when no star burns in the frozen skies, the light still shines where the brave have been at the end of the world, and the ice within. Raise your voice, let the cold winds roll. The light at the bottom still warms the soul. From the edge of the earth to heaven's glow, we go where the brave must go. Raise your voice, let the oceans roar. The light at the bottom forevermore.
Raise your voice, let the oceans roar. The light at the bottom forevermore.